Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sistas review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to, but if not, just sit back, relax while we get into this messy thing. Now, this is the episode review or my overall thoughts for season 9, episode 15, entitled Family Affair. Now, y'all, I'm coming off the dome. I have not done a episode review in a long time. I expressed that after I watched the episode once, I do not want to see it again. But here I am. So I hope that you guys enjoy what I am about to give you. First and foremost, I want to start with Andy's mom. I ain't gonna lie, I love her. Okay, she reminds me of so many mothers who I have met along my journey of life, especially within the church. She is the quintessential, I'm talking about prototype epitome of a mother in the church who is so gung ho on appearance. Regardless if your heart is right before God or not, I want it to appear that it is. And that is exactly the vibes that Andy mom's mom gave off. It was apparent that, of course, she was somewhat concerned about her daughter, but it took you a long time to show up, mama. It took you too damn long to pop up after all the things you have heard about your daughter and Andrea. Okay, you almost lost the child to the system. You almost lost the child to the grave. Pick your choice, because that's what Andy was on for a hot minute. So when mom appears, I liked her because she basically, sometimes you do need wisdom, and sometimes it doesn't always sound or come at us in the way that we would like. One thing I really enjoyed about Andy's mom is that she basically told her about her relationship with Fatima. She can't be your friend basically and your assistant slash paralegal, because as I've stated several times, it is apparent that Andy does not know how to effectively maneuver with both of those dynamics with Fatima. So she either needs to choose, you're going to be my friend, and I use that word loosely, or you're going to be my assistant slash paralegal. But I don't believe that either one of those women know how to balance the both, because honestly, I believe that Andy has taken advantage of Fatima, and I believe that Fatima has taken advantage of Andy. Prime example, if Fatima was working under another lawyer, she would not be doing some of the things that she has been doing or has done in the past. And I'm going to stand on that. So we basically find out that mama only popped up because she wants to visit her sister and she wants Andy to drive her. Now, Andy, this way you piss me off, ma'am, because you deserve to get popped in your throat. You mentioned how you only talk to your mama, 3 to 4 times every few months. You couldn't take your lazy ass and drive your mama 30 minutes to her sister's house. You're wrong. You are wrong. But I do enjoy the dynamic because it shows that, all of us have a different dynamic with our moms. People like me, I talk to my mom every day, multiple times a day. Some people talk to their moms once a week or whatever the case may be. Some people don't even have a relationship with their mother. And for some, my heart goes out to you. Some have already lost their mom. And so just that, familiar dynamic, it is important in however way we choose to have a relationship with our parentals. And so finishing out with Andy's mom, I can appreciate her stance and what she told Fatima, but I do believe that she was out of line and she definitely crossed some boundaries. When I first saw the clip of her approaching Fatima, I thought she was rude as hell. I'm like, mama heifer, who are you to even approach Fatima like this? But once I saw how Andy mom comes off, I do not think that she was trying to be malicious or evil or rude or disrespectful. I think she was kind of giving Fatima a heads up. However, I think her delivery wasn't how it should have been, and it shouldn't have even been a conversation that she should have been having with Fatima in the first place. She overstepped in a major way. I'm all for that. Moving along, I'm gonna get to Aaron and Karen. Anytime we get a happy moment between Aaron and Karen, I love it. But then I'm looking at the writer sideways because they do not believe in giving Karen a happy ending. They do not believe in allowing her to really have something for herself. So I'm here for this move. I'm here for her and Aaron and Baby Faith getting the hell up out of Atlanta. So I did enjoy their brief conversation, with her just confirming how Aaron felt about the move and to be honest about how he felt. And I loved his response. As long as he's with her and their baby, he's perfectly fine with whatever it is that she wants to do. I also enjoyed Karen's conversation with her mother because anytime you're making a big leap like that, a lot of emotions are involved. I loved how Karen stood on business about this is what I need to do for B. She brought up Zach, the salon, and her sisters, and the feelings that are accompanied with those particular individuals and or place. And she just wants a fresh start. And I believe a lot of people just need that, especially when you have had a lot of tumultuous things happen, within certain radiuses of your home, within your home. Karen has dealt with a lot. So I'm all here for her moving. I know that it has to be, sad for her mom, for her baby to get up and go. But we know Miss Lisa, baby. Miss Lisa be on that motorcycle, boning these young men, spending time in the desert. She's never really at one place for a very long time. So I was happy about that. And I even know the situation myself because I even though I was like I would say 4.5 hours away from my family and my mom. I was gone for like 14 years, a total of 14 years. So I know what it's like when you just can't pick up and go to your mom's house, or you call and she can pop up at the drop of a dime. Like, I understand that life, and it is something to get used to, especially because I'm really close with my mom and Karen is close to her mom. But I'm interested in seeing how this transition goes, if it goes. I'm hoping that Karen doesn't allow anybody to change her mind. I want her to experience this fresh start that she so rightfully deserves. So, I'm not going to chronological order. I'm going to, kind of be skipping around. I want to go to Daniela King. First of all, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with Danny and this cop. I am not here for it, even though I do believe that baby is fine as hell. I'm going to need him not to be trying to get with Danny. And I want to know, what is it about Danny that has sparked your curiosity? She doesn't give great conversation. You just enjoy the way that she looks. I'm just going to go with that because the first time you saw her, their friend was missing, sir. So it wasn't a lot of conversation there. And now you see her at the parking garage of the airport and you trying to shoot game when you should be putting somebody in the back of your police car. What the hell? I have nothing more to say about that. Nothing more. Oh, yes, I do. Danny, you're despicable. Okay, Danny is in a whole ass relationship. Danny has given this police officer her phone number. People like that, just be single. Just be single. Why play with someone else's emotions and or yours if you know you really don't want to be with them? I have been saying for so long, Danny does not want to be with Tony. I believe that Danny enjoys the idea of not being alone, but for her to be in a place where she actually really loves Tony, wants to be with him, wants to have a life with him, that is not what Danny wants. And I don't think she has ever wanted that with him. She ended things with Preston. Hell, before she even ended things with Preston, she was already intrigued and somewhat dealing with Tony. She's just never settled. Then we get this heifer gets home. We find out that Tony's birthday is upcoming the following week and his children are going to be in town. He says we all can stay here. Sir, where? Okay, Danny has a studio apartment. Where are your children going to sleep? What are you talking about? He's the greatest disappointment for me with Sistas. Like, honestly, the greatest disappointment, because how did he go from what he was to who he is now? I don't have any words for it. Long story short, there is a bottle of lubricant on the table. Y'all heard me right. Lubricant. He tells Danny that the last time they had sex, she wasn't as wet as she normally is. And because of her coochie dryness, he ended up getting a friction burn. I said, you got a what? Now, I done heard of rug burns, and some of us have experienced those. Okay, I'm just saying. A friction burn because you hunching dry vagina. I'm not a man, so I don't know what that's like. I don't know. But if it's that dry, sir, why did you continue? As I stated on our Sisters Keeper last night, I guess he just wanted to bust a nut that bad. He wanted to have an orgasm. PG it. He wanted to have an orgasm so badly that you continue to hunch on Danny even though she wasn't wet. And this is the thing for me too. As a woman, when you're with someone and that man, don't get me wrong, all of us just want to have sex every now and then, just, to get yours. But when you have a man who isn't doing, isn't trying, not trying to do anything better with himself, and you have to look at him every day where you go to work and he's at home, kind of sounds like Fatima and Zach. Matter of fact, it does sound like Fatima and Zach, but I'm not on them right now. You're doing all of this stuff and you want me to come home and give you coochie too? Like, what are you talking about? It was just, anyway. Danny is about to leave to go meet Karen and the girls, and she tosses an envelope on the table. Tony asks her, "What is that?" And she basically tells him she didn't want to walk around with all that money on her, all that cash. And we know it's a large sum of money, because when that envelope hit that table, it was a loud thump. I said, "Danny, how much money do you have, and why would you sit that in front of Tony?" Something tells me that Tony is about to take Danny's money and blow it. And you know what? I don't feel bad, because she shouldn't have got the damn money in the first place. But that's a whole nother video and a whole nother conversation. So moving right the hell along. Fatima and Hayden. So I've been on this kick. I don't care who like it. Fatima, for her to be a paralegal, Fatima makes too many decisions that lawyers should be making. Fatima does not have the permission nor the authority to take on clients or dismiss them. So we find out that she told Hayden that she dropped Chaz as a client because he is a liability to the firm. Ma'am, you don't have the authority to do that. What lawyer did you communicate that with? You didn't communicate it with Andy, and you didn't communicate it with Hayden, because he was shocked to find out. Also, I'm going to put a pin in this. When Fatima has a conversation with Zach later on, she is, venting to Zach about her, interaction with Andy's mom. I don't have a problem with that. She's telling her man what happened and how she stood on business when Andy's mom asked her about Dr. Vaughn and Andy's relationship. She didn't say anything. Fatima stated that, all that we've done for this girl, and basically now Andy is acting funny, or she's acting different. I want to really stay on that for a moment, because as I stated earlier in the video, I believe that both Fatima and Andy have taken advantage of their personal relationship with one another. Definitely. Now, Fatima has done a lot of things for Andy, I will say. But Fatima has done those things on her own. Andy has not asked her to do, I'm going to say 95% of the things that Fatima has done. And one thing that I can't stand is a person who bring up all I've done for you, because if it was from your heart, it was just from your heart. A lot of times people do things with the hopes, or or with the faith that because I've done XYZ, and because I've been loyal, and because I've been this person is going to reciprocate what I've done. And that's not true. So if you can't do something for someone without having the need for it to be reciprocated, then don't do it. That's how I feel about it. If someone asks me for something and they never do anything for me, I have a decision to make. Am I going to continue to put myself out there like that? Or am I going to wake up and acknowledge the fact that this person has been taking advantage, and I'm not going to allow them to do that to me anymore? Period. And I would not have a problem with Fatima if she stood on business and said, "Andy, I'm not doing anything outside of what I am responsible for in this law firm. You and I wouldn't have a problem with that. I would actually respect her a whole lot more if she went that route." Also, she tells Zach that Andy has been acting different ever since everything happened. And I'm assuming she is referring to ever since, things happened with Karen and the baby and things of that nature. And it's interesting to me that she never questioned, has Danny told Andy what I said? That never came up. It's just she's been acting different. And the reality is, I think that Fatima has been acting different. For example, Fatima did not tell Zach that she has been negligent in her research on the case that Andy needs her to work on, that she has been missing assignments, that Andy had to ask her for the nurse's testimonies twice. Fatima forgot about it both times. And then when she did get them, Fatima didn't do her due diligence and get the correct dates that Andy asked for. So Fatima has been messing up in her job performance. She did not tell that to Zach. She did not communicate that with him. And so my thing is, if I'm going to say something about somebody or our situation, tell the whole story. I can't stand when someone try to make themselves look better in the situation than they ought to be. And my thing is, don't come back, Zach, "Oh, I just hate that, you two kept something hidden from me." Well, what did you do? You didn't tell Zach the whole story. And for me, not that I'm trying to come at Fatima like that, but I just think a lot of times, even on Fatima, don't tell Zach. We can't tell Zach. Fatima is the number one person when it comes to her and Zach relationship of trying to hide things and keep things under the rug because she doesn't want Zach to respond a certain way instead of allowing him to be a man. And if he gets in trouble, he just gets in trouble. But at least you're in the clear because you're not being deceitful by willingly keeping something away from him. Now let's deal with this whole seeing Andy naked thing. Fans, y'all gotta stop. Okay? Y'all just gotta stop. It's so many people who believe that Andy wanted Zach to see her. For what? Why would I want this man to see me and I ain't even trying to have sex with him just to say he saw me naked? What does Andy gain from that? Absolutely nothing. Honestly, I believe that Zach nor Andy has thought about that moment since it happened. There has been so much going on since that moment. Don't nobody give two dams that Zach saw Andy naked. He don't care. And Andy don't give two dams about Zach seeing her naked. I understand Fatima feeling like she was kept in the dark about something, but it wasn't that damn important that she had to go leave her job to find Andy. I'm just like, that's just me. I know some people gonna disagree. Some people will agree. You can put it in the comments. Let's have a little dialogue. But that was just wild. Like that was just wild to me. And then we see Fatima. I want to go back because I do believe that Fatima gave a great idea to Hayden regarding female athletes. I thought it was honestly a great idea. However, it's not going to work for that law firm. One, these people are money hungry. All of their clients are filthy rich. And unfortunately, female athletes get paid. Oh my God, it makes no sense. The pay discrepancies. Like it's absolutely sad that these men get paid so much money and these women don't. And honestly, I don't even feel like Fatima's idea was really for the law firm. I think Fatima did this, one, because of how Zach responded to her working with a male client, and two, because to me, Fatima she should have, to me, operated in a way earlier when Chaz was first initiating the phone calls, after hours, before hours, sending her gifts. She never nipped that in the bud. And her justification to Zach was, that's what rich people do. I don't give a damn. Rich people do a lot of foul and nasty Does that mean it's okay? No. You have to nip things in the bud. And even being a lawyer, there are sometimes you may not, I'm going to say, you may not be in favor of a client. You can't just drop them because of your own personal feelings. How is he a liability to the firm? I wish they would have gone more into that, but they didn't. So we just going to leave it alone. Fatima goes to meet up or catch Andy. And by that time, all the girls are together. Karen called them because she wanted to tell them about her move. So one thing I do appreciate, because baby, some of y'all was selling out so hard across these social media platforms about how these women wasn't nothing but hoes and tricks because they didn't invite Fatima. Why would they? And that's just my question. Not even why would they? Why would Karen? Fatima and Karen don't view each other as sisters. They're just cordial at this point. That's really what it is. And I love that when Fatima approached the table, Karen didn't try to hide what she was going to tell her girls. It was like, oh, since you here, hey, everybody's going to know, type of energy. And Fatima was like, Karen, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I need to talk to Andy. Andy's response is, well, we're in the middle of something, can it? Before Andy could say, can it wait, Fatima cut her off and said, no, it can't. I'll be at the bar. Let me tell you something. Baby, Fatima would have been at that bar by her damn self, and she would have been watching me have a conversation with my girls. Because who are you talking to? That's what I want to know. Who are you talking to? Andy let a lot of things slide. They need to pick a battle. Either y'all gonna be cool like that, or y'all gonna be work professionals like that. I need y'all to pick a lane, because right now, the friendship ain't, in my opinion, ain't never really been friendshipping, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother video that I have made several times over. But, baby, what my girl got to say is way more important than what you got to say right now. I'm sorry, Fatima. Andy, there comes a time in life when you have to show people that you're not the one or the two. I need for Andy to do that. Not to disrespect Fatima, but to let her know whatever it is that you need to discuss with me, we can discuss that tomorrow. Right now, I need to see what this is about over here. Plain and simple. No disrespect, no rudeness. That's just what it is. But we know Andy's not gonna do that. Let's go over to Sabrina. I don't know what the hell they doing with Sabrina. She's sitting here trying to decide if she's gonna have sex with Rock again. We already know you are. He's giving you the best sex of your life. You're fiending for him. He's sending you, I'm assuming, pictures of his private. You are going to have sex with this man. So what are we talking about? This is the first time that Sabrina has brought up becoming a mother in a month of Sundays. I was so surprised that she said anything because, girl, we have dropped the plot when it comes to you. I don't know what you want to do. I just really don't. My recent page had their little bicker, their little banter back and forth. It was cute, funny, or whatever. I don't really care, to be honest. I really don't. Um, and that's really what it was. I think that's everything that happened. Like I said, babe, I'm coming straight off the dome because I do not want to watch these episodes again after I initially watched them. I'm going to do the video, of course, for the trailer breakdown because I actually enjoyed those more than the actual episode. But, and this episode wasn't bad. I'm not going to say that it wasn't a bad episode. It's just like I'm seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And in my opinion, when it comes to growth and actually having transitions in their story and reaching certain thresholds of life, the only person that's really doing it is Karen. I think they're trying to do that with Andy. And I think they're on the right path with Andy. I just want to see it. I don't know what the hell they doing with Danny. I don't know what the hell they doing with Sabrina. I'm lost. I don't even really know what's going on with Zach and Fatima. Damn it. Send them to Zatima and let them stay over there. Or if they're going to be on Sistas, we don't need a lot of time with them because they have their own show, which is a great thing. It's a marvelous thing to have your own show. So I don't understand why they have so much time on Sistas. I just don't. I want to thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. I want to thank y'all so much because, baby, this was a struggle for me to do. But someone did ask me, and I can't remember who did, but I definitely want to honor my word because I said I would start back doing the episode reviews. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy. I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section. And I just want to say, there's a lot of new people who listen to me. People be like, I'm team Fatima, I'm team. I don't care what team you are. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I don't care if you team Danny, team this. You have a right to your opinion. I'm going to read it, and then we can have a debate. We can have a discussion in the comment section. So I don't care who you like. You could be team Fatima and not hate Karen or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. I ain't team nobody because all these heifers get on my damn nerves. But they're my girls and I love them, but sometimes I don't like them. But it just is what it is. Like, I don't care who team you on. But, yeah, so all the new people, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting and listening. I appreciate you. I'm not going to ram down your throat if you don't like Karen or you don't. I'm going to ask you, if you don't like her, can you tell me the reason why you don't? I just want to understand from your perspective. So I want to thank you guys for coming, for listening. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there.